what is ego death? It is a term that is thrown around a lot. I'm not sure if people always understand what they mean when they say ego death, because if you really understood it, you would know the ego cannot die. But it is, again, as I always say, a term that is just a label because it is good to have one unifying term or label that we can all use to Google and find out different things about what's going on and to come together with similar experiences. So let's talk about ego death. Ego death is a term I often rebel against because it is not really the death of anything. It's the release of attachments to material things. This is like a Buddhist idea, right? You release attachments. You let go of all the things that you feel like you desired and wanted, and you allow yourself to look within and stay in the present moment, right? So it is the release of attachments. It's letting go of material desires and things. And it can feel like a rebirth when it happens because you let go of what once defined you. You feel like you're not the same person at all. This can hit you in a dark way too when you lose your identity, right? It's not like it's always nice to have a spiritual awakening. Spiritual awakenings can be hard. When you have lost all sense of who you used to be, you can feel pretty depressed and sad. So what happens when you've changed, but the rest of the world hasn't? So suddenly you don't know who you are anymore. What are you supposed to do to fill up your time? It can be actually kind of scary to find your place in this ego death position. So you may not care about the same social scenes, the same habits, and the same interests. Your soul is laid open to the universe, and no relationship will fill your void, nor will fleeting pleasures like partying and food or substances or superficial distractions. None of them can really satisfy you anymore. And before, living on the surface of life was enough, maybe, but now these things are inconsequential to your existence. Guess what? You're still in the world. You're still you. You're still in your life. So even though your perspective has changed as you've woken up, the people and obligations around you have not. So you still have to go to work. Sorry. You still have to cook dinner for your family and even attend social gatherings with the same people as always. And they might not vibe with you anymore. They won't see a difference in you. They are still asleep. And they live in the mundane world while you don't. It's very uncomfortable. So it's confusing. It makes you feel very isolated. And it may actually send you into a kind of panic because you don't know what to do or who you are anymore. So it becomes lonely to live in a world separate from other people, feeling empty, and the emptiness feeling grows. Why? Because your ego isn't dead. It still exists and it's fighting back. So the ego will fight back. While your consciousness is now dominated by a soul's eye view of things, and you've lost interest in mundane level pursuits, the ego becomes desperate. It gives you this feeling of emptiness, the void, because it has always directed you to fill that void of emptiness with distractions, fleeting pleasures, and relationships. It always teaches you to look away, to redirect your attention to something that the ego has attached to and gives you a momentary relief from the void within you. This tactic of the ego has worked until now to redirect your attention, to distract you. And the ego will now struggle to retain control as you've kind of broken its spell. It will freak out and push you to find valueless, surface level focus so that you don't have to look directly into the void. So what does it mean to look directly into the void? With this ego death thing, it's really a new beginning. It's not death. Because you have transcended the ego. It's still part of you, but it has no control anymore. So your new reality is about looking directly into the void 24/7. Trust me, nobody willingly looks into a void. But sometimes we have no choice. When you awaken, elevate your consciousness, and move to new heights of soul evolution, it becomes urgent to accept and integrate the uncomfortable parts of human life. So this is the situation you've been given that gives you no other choice. Looking into the void is still terrifying, but it is still a better alternative than continuing to lead a mundane and pointless life, right? So it's now obvious to you that living in an ego-driven life isn't a life worth living at all. So ego detachment is a tough path to walk. But when you get there, you know there's no way back. It's a point of no return, right? You can never return to the matrix because you wouldn't want to. So when you've reached this state of ego death, or let's say transcendence of the ego instead, you realize that life is so much better even with the pain and discomfort. And you will find a way to integrate this void, right? You'll be able to look into the void with no fear. You'll overcome the darkness, and you will live in a state of awakening. But the ego death is the first step. It's kind of like the rite of passage on your way to awakening. So I wish you luck on your awakening journey. If you would like to talk about your spiritual awakening with me, I'm a spiritual coach. I'm also a psychic and meditation teacher. You can visit my website, wellnessoneness.com, and I look forward to hearing from you. Thanks for watching.